If you can't make a payment on that ticket, then they hold you. So while these people are being held, you're changing their entire livelihood for running a stop sign.
One of the most interesting findings to come out of the Department of Justice's investigation of the Ferguson Police Department was the overzealous use of traffic violation fines and fees to fund the city government. And when you have court fees making up large portions of city revenue, that can fuel mistrust and resentment between police and the communities they operate in.
Ferguson is not the only municipality where Black people are treated like ATMs to fund municipal functions.
Residents here in Normandy have it significantly worse. What you have to understand is when you take a person and put them in jail over a speeding ticket, you're not taking a hardened criminal off the street. You're more than likely taking a poor person away from their job and their family, especially when you consider how one violation can turn into a pile of debt.
When you didn't appear for court because you're scared to go to court because you don't have enough money, so you don't go, and you get a failure to appear. And those grow.
That DOJ investigation on Ferguson, for example, highlighted the case of one woman who in 2007 parked her car illegally, once.
To date, she has paid $550 in fines and fees to the city of Ferguson. She has been arrested twice for having unpaid tickets, and she has spent 6 days in jail. Yet today, she still inexplicably owes Ferguson $541.
My name is MARIUS Johnson-MALONE. I am the Deputy Director of Community-Based Studies for Better Together. So you have these communities which are predominantly African American, much poorer than the average population in St. Louis County, who are going and sometimes having 30, 40, 50% in some instances of their revenue as a city coming from municipal court fines and fees. 14 municipalities had as their largest source of revenue municipal court fines and fees. 13 of those 14 municipalities were in North St. Louis County, and those municipalities are, again, predominantly African American.
The city of Normandy, where roughly a third of city residents live below the poverty line, gets more than 33% of its general revenue from court fines and fees. Normandy, for example, has a abnormally large part of its revenue coming from ticketing. And
that's not true. Not true.
Normandy Mayor Patrick Green acknowledges that the city of Normandy made more than $1.5 million from ticketing, but he says that money just subsidizes the budget of the city's 30-member police department. He also said the majority of the tickets written by Normandy police don't go to Normandy residents.
This is the most comprehensive and sweeping municipal court reform bill in Missouri history.
Enter Senate Bill 5, which, among other things, limits how much money St. Louis County cities like Normandy can bring in from traffic violations and use in the city's budget. The newly signed law caps that amount at 12.5%, or at least it would have.
It's shameful. And we went to the nth degree to file that lawsuit to validate that, which we shouldn't have.
Mayor Green's lawsuit overturned the law on the grounds that it unfairly targeted St. Louis County municipalities. Senate Bill 5 capped the amount of revenue cities in Missouri can bring in from tickets at 20% of the total. But for cities in St. Louis County specifically, it capped that number at 12.5%.
If you are going to pass a law like this, then if it's going to be the 12% for everybody, or basically 20% for everybody. You pick, but you don't do what's been done historically in this country against African Americans. Pick us out, pick a law only for us or for particular communities.
The lawsuit has been appealed to the Missouri Supreme Court, where judges will make a decision on whether this legislation is constitutional. Fortunately, the parts of the law that were not overturned in Mayor Green's lawsuit help solve other issues that have faced some communities in North St. Louis County. It caps fees for minor traffic violations and prohibits sentencing people to jail for failing to pay those fines. For Newsy, I'm Jamal Andrus.